Look, you've been lied to your whole life. You were told that if you work hard enough, the money will come, but you're grinding every single day and the bank account still isn't moving. And here's why. Income does not follow effort. It follows value. And once you understand the difference, everything changes. Look, I watched this interview and had to stop it 2 and 3 times because every time Myron dropped some game, I said, okay, but wait, how do we actually do that? And that's exactly what I'm going to show you in today's video. An action plan to execute on every valuable thing mentioned in this video, because you will not leave here how you came in. Welcome back to Hard Knocks Decoded. This is the spot where we take every single School of Hard Knocks video and turn it into something that you can actually use. And listen, today's episode is not a regular one. We break down Myron Golden, the most watched interview of School Hard Knocks history. Over 100 million views on one platform, and you've seen it, and you already know why. Myron doesn't do fluff. Everything outside of his mouth is a framework and a system, something that you can pick up and run with. So here's what we're going to do today. We're going to do 3 things. We're going to go over 3 concepts you can apply. And after every single clip, I'm going to give you the exact steps to execute what he says. No inspiration without action. And that's not how we do it here. All right. So I'm going to give you the steps. I'm going to give you the framework, and I'm going to break down everything in this interview. Let's go.
I want to get things started today is, obviously you became wealthy because you mastered a certain set of skill sets. But one of the most fundamental beliefs and mindset shifts that you had is that you become rich when you realize that income does not follow effort, rather the value that you create. 100%. Okay, a lot of people think that, man, you can get rich through hard work. Well, there's a lot of people that work hard and they work at a fast food restaurant. When did you have that fundamental realization and mindset shift happen in your life?
Oh, it probably happened when I was reading a book. Which book? I don't know. I've read thousands. But I was reading a book, I'm sure, and I realized, or probably heard Jim Rohn say, that profits are better than wages. I was like, profits are better than wages. I like that. And he said, you can, you work on your job to make a living, but you work on yourself to make a fortune. And I said, I can work on myself. And so that's where that realization came from. It came from me exposing myself to people who knew things that I had not yet discovered.
So proximity was important.
Proximity is important. And proximity can happen in many different ways. It can happen like these folks are here to watch us have this conversation today. It can happen when you read a book. It can happen while they're watching a podcast, like people are watching this podcast right now. So proximity, we have more access to proximity in 2026 than the human race has had in the history of the world.
Okay, you heard that right. He said income does not follow effort. It follows value that you create. And I need you to really sit with that for a second, because most of us were raised on the complete opposite belief. Think about it. Your parents, your teachers, everybody told you work hard, keep your head down, and the money will come. And that's not the wrong advice for surviving, but it's the wrong advice for building wealth. Here's the simplest way I can break this down. See, 2 people work 8 hours today. One person is working at a drive-thru at a fast food spot, and the other person spends 8 hours building a tool that solves a problem for 10,000 businesses. Same 8 hours, completely different financial income. The difference isn't how hard they worked. The difference is how much value they created. So the question you need to start asking yourself every single day is, what problem am I solving, and how many people have that problem? Because the size of your income is directly connected to the size of the problem that you solve and the number of people you solve it for. That's it. And that's the whole formula. Now, the second thing Myron said is that you have lack of access to abundance. And instead, you have a lack of awareness to the access you already have. Let me break that down further, because most people are sitting around waiting for a door to open. But Myron is telling you the doors are already open. You just haven't been paying attention. And how do you start paying attention? right? You start paying attention through proximity, getting yourself around people, conversations, and content that operates at that level you're trying to reach. That's what books did for him. That's what this podcast does for you right now if you let it. So I'm gonna give you an action plan for this segment. All right. So 3 steps, write this down. Step 1, audit your value, not your hours. Look at what you do every day at work or in your business and ask yourself honestly, if I disappear tomorrow, how hard would it be to replace me? If the answer is not very hard, then that's your ceiling telling you something. Your job right now is to become someone who is genuinely difficult to replace. All right. Step 2, find your value gap. What is one skill, the one area of knowledge, the one result you could develop over the next 90 days that would make you significantly more valuable to the market? Just one. Pick it and go all in. Okay. Now, step 3, upgrade your proximity starting today. And I mean today, not next week. You don't need money to do this. Find 5 people on YouTube, on podcasts, in books who are where you want to be and start consuming how they think. Proximity doesn't require a plane ticket. It requires a decision. That's segment 1. Let's move on to the next clip.
You feel like people, when they're approaching sales or are learning sales, that they get wrong.
And I've heard that phrase, that people love to sell, they love to buy, but they hate to be sold. I don't really agree with that. I believe that people love to buy, but they hate to be convinced. And there's a difference between selling and convincing, because selling is not convincing. Selling is persuasion. And persuasion, hear me now when I say this, persuasion is the opposite of convincing. What do I mean? Convincing is when I attempt to get you to do something I want you to do for my reasons. Persuasion is when I help you make a decision you already desire to make for your own reasons. See, I don't have to push anything. The reason I don't have to push anything is because I woke up one day and I realized, and I don't know what day it was I woke up and I realized this, but I woke up one day and I realized that there are already thousands, tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands, or millions of people in the world who would love to buy what I'd love to sell if they only knew I existed. And so while most people who are in sales are looking for somebody to sell something to, I'm always looking for ways to make myself more findable for people who already want to buy what I already want to sell.
Okay, I need you to rewind that in your head for a moment. Because Myron just took one of the most repeated phrases in sales. People love to buy, but people hate to be sold. And he flipped it. He said people don't even agree with that. And honestly, he's right. Here's the difference. And this is important. People don't hate to be sold to. They hate to be convinced. And those are 2 completely different things. Convincing is when you're trying to get someone to do something you want them to do for your reasons. You ever had somebody come at you like that? You can feel it like immediately. It feels pushy. It feels like they need something from you. And your whole body just wants to back up. Like, hey, man, this is uncomfortable. Persuasion, on the other hand, is the complete opposite. Persuasion is when you help somebody make a decision they already want to make, all right, for their own reasons. You're not pushing anything on them. You're just showing up and saying, hey, I think I've got exactly what you've been looking for. Now, think about how you show up, right? In sales conversations and job interviews, when you're pitching an idea to your boss or to a client, are you convincing or are you persuading? Because if you're leading people with, here's why you should do this, that's convincing. But if you lead with, tell me what you're trying to accomplish and let me show you how this fits, that's persuasion. And I promise, the energy is completely different on the receiving end. And then Myron said something that is the whole game for anyone building a business or a brand. He said, most people in sales are out here hunting for somebody to sell to. But he's focused on making himself more findable for the people who already want what he has. So stop chasing and start attracting. That's it. If you're building something, a business, a brand, a career, your job is not to hunt people down. Your job is to put out so much value that the right people come looking for you. So here's the action plan. All right. Get your notepad out, get your pen out, because step one is flip how you open every sales conversation. Stop leading with your pitch and start leading with questions. What are they trying to accomplish? What does winning look like for them? What have they already tried? Get them talking first and then connect what you offer to what they just told you they want. That's persuasion in real time. Step two, work on your findability. Ask yourself right now, is my perfect customer or my dream employer, if they search what they need on Google, YouTube, Instagram, would they find me? If the answer is no, then that's your homework. Start showing up in the spaces where your ideal person is already looking. And then step three is change how you follow up. If you've been following up with just checking in or did you get a chance to think about it? Stop. That's convincing energy. Instead, follow up with value. Send them something useful. Answer a question they haven't asked yet. Every time you reach out, make them feel like you're there to serve them, not to close them. All right. The last segment. And this one, I really need you to lock in for this one. All right, let's get into it.
From the ultimate identity, which is God. And what I mean by that is, like, God says, Moses, hey, Moses, I want you to go down to Pharaoh's office and tell him I said, let my people go. Now, Moses asked Pharaoh a question. And when I was a kid, I used to want to coach Moses so bad. That is not, what kind of question is that, bro? Right? He's like, who shall I say has sent me? I'm like, what is that? What does that even mean? Like, well, who should I say sent me? And then I realized Moses wasn't the one that needed the coaching. I was the one that needed the coaching. Because Moses realized something I didn't realize, and that is that authority is always an identity issue. When does a private have more authority than a sergeant or a captain or a lieutenant? When he's on orders from a general. And so identity, everything in our lives pours out of our identity, who we see ourselves as. And if you look around and you see poverty and you believe that that poverty is who you are, instead of believing that it's where you are, then you're going to identify that, and identity produces activity. And if you see yourself as a poor person, then you are going to do activities that will make you poor, and activity produces property. And if you're doing activities that make you poor, the property that you're going to have is going to be limited. So they just don't know who, like the thing that causes people to stay stuck is that they don't know who they are based on whose they are. That's the whole thing.
Look, I need you to hear me on this one. Everything we talked about in this video, the value, the persuasion, the proximity, none of this works if you don't deal with what Myron just said, because this right here is the root of everything. He said the biggest reason people stay broke is that they believe where they are is who they are. They're letting their environment write their identity. And if you ever felt stuck in your job, in your finances, in your life, I need you to hear this. Where you are is a location. It is not who you are. And I know that's easy to say, but think about how many times you've talked yourself out of something before you even tried. How many times have you said, that's not for somebody like me? Or I don't come from that kind of background. Or I'm just not built like that. That's not humility. That's your environment talking. And if you've been listening to it like it's been telling you the truth. And it's not the truth. Myron laid out the formula, and it's simple. Identity produces activity. Activity produces property. In plain language, how you see yourself determines what you do. And it determines what you have. So if the identity is broken, everything downstream is broken too. You can have it all. The tactics, You can have all the tactics in the world, but if deep down inside you don't believe you're the kind of person who wins, then you will find a way to lose. And then Myron says something that hit me hard. He said, broke people have a pocket full of yeah, buts. Yeah, but the economy. Yeah, but I don't have the connections. Yeah, but I didn't go to the right school. Yeah, but no one in my family ever did this. I'm not going to sit here and tell you those things aren't real challenges. Some are, but what I know is those yeah buts have never built anything. They've never opened the door. They've never put money in anyone's account. All they do is keep you comfortable in a place you don't even want to be. The people who win are not the people without problems. They're the people who ran out of yeah buts. And here's your action plan. And I want you to actually do these. Don't just nod your head because I'm saying something that you're feeling. Actually write this down. Write down your identity story. That's step one. So grab a pen right now or pause this video and come back to it. Write down 3 beliefs you carry about yourself when it comes to money, success, or your career. Then next to each one, ask, is this actually true? Or is this just the environment I grew up in? You will find things in that exercise that have been quietly ruining your life for years. Okay. Step 2, catch your yeah buts in the next 7 days. Catch every yeah but. Every time you hear yourself say, yeah, but, or I would, but, or the problem is, stop it. Write it down, then ask yourself, what would I do right now if that excuse didn't exist? That answer is your next move. And then step 3, borrow a new identity until you build your own. Find one person who has built what you're trying to build. Study how they think, how they talk about problems, how they make decisions under pressure. You're not copying them. You're borrowing a blueprint until yours is ready. Myron did it with Jim Rohn. But he did it and got into rooms with 40 billionaires. And you can start doing it right now. All right. So let's bring this home. 3 concepts, 3 action plans, all from the Myron Golden interview. Number 1, income follows value, not effort. Stop measuring your worth in hours and start measuring it in the problems that you solve. Number 2, stop convincing, start persuading. Lead with the reasons and lead with their reasons and not yours, and make yourself findable so that the right people come to you. Step 3, or number 3, where you are is not who you are. Your identity is ruining everything if you choose to put yourself in a location that you're not really at. Change how you see yourself and your actions will follow. Now listen, I need you to do one thing before this video is over. Just one. Go back through those 3 action plans and pick one step. Just one step and commit to executing it before you go to sleep tonight. Not this weekend. Don't push this off. Do it today or tonight. Because that's the gap between the people who watch and the people who build. It's not talent. It's not connections. It's not where you came from. It's whether you do something with what you've learned. I love y'all for real, and I love y'all for being here. Drop a comment and tell me what segment hit the hardest for you. I read every single one, and I want to know. If you're new here, subscribe, because every week we take a new School of Hard Knocks video and we turn it into an action plan that you're able to implement. This is where watching stops and the doing starts. See you in the next one.